The following is a WSRE original presentation from the Gene and Paul Amos Performance Studio.
How's everybody doing? And welcome to the beautiful, state-of-the-art Gene and Paul Amos Performance Studio here at the Pensacola Junior College campus. I'm Mark the Shark from TK 101 Radio, and hello to everybody viewing us today on WSRE. This is another edition of the WSRE production StudioAmped, and our show this time features conversation and a mix of old favorites and new songs from island recording artist Hoobastank. Say hello to Jesse and Chris and Dan and Doug from California. And a big congratulations. A big congratulations to Hoobastank. They've just released their fourth major label full length called For Never, and it is a great, great album. It seemed like forever, pardon the pun, to see the light of day of this album after your last release in 2006. So it's nice to have you guys back, and thanks for being here today on StudioAmped. Now, since this program is generally a showcase for local and regional performers, I'd like to start our conversation today talking about your beginnings. You guys have been together for about 15 years now, having met in high school out in California. And when you first started playing together, was there any idea that it would lead to a career as a touring and recording rock act?
No. Not me personally. I've always kind of said that I just kind of stumbled into music. You know, Dan and I went to high school together, and I don't know. We were in separate bands at the time, and when those bands disbanded, we started playing music together, but just for fun. You know, like when a lot of our other friends on the weekends would go out and screw around, we would be in, you know, my parents' garage writing stupid songs, you know, just for fun. So it wasn't like we got together and we're like, you know what, man?
We're going to go all the way.
Yeah, let's go all the way. You know, we were just trying to kill time on the weekends. So.
Now, you guys actually recorded and produced your first record in 1998 before signing to Island Records in 2000. What's the difference in how you write and record now as opposed to how the band worked in the early days?
Technology. Technology is so different now. I mean, I guess when we first started, it was 1994. I remember, like, my parents gave me a 4-track. And, like, on a 4-track, you know, you only have 4 tracks. You have a tape that it's just, you know, it's older technology. But now, anybody, you know, that has a laptop basically has a recording studio right in there. So, you know, to make music now, it's easier, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, sometimes I feel a little bit less creative. I don't even know if I answered your question, but
It's like
well, you know, a lot of people say
you don't have to work as hard for it. You know,
right.
You have so much at your fingertips on the computers. You know.
Well, you hear about great recordings like Sgt. Pepper by the Beatles being done on a 4-track, and now any act with an Adobe Audition program can avail themselves to a 32-track recording
You don't even
machine.
need that. All you need is a laptop with GarageBand, and next thing you know, you have access to 1,000 different instruments, and you can sync it all up, and you know, it's just so easy now that I don't know if it's less rewarding, but it's just a lot easier, you know.
StudioAmped, this program WSRE focuses on local and regional artists, and when we talk to artists in the area, you know, even at the radio station up at TK, it seems like their main goal is getting that label deal, signing with the record company, and music, you know, as you alluded to, you know, people have access to the software and stuff now. Your own home can be your own recording studio. Music is distributed via so many different platforms these days, and there is the theory that the traditional record company is going to be a thing of the past soon. Describe the relationship that Hoobastank has with your label and what a record company does or doesn't do for your band, or any working band in 2009. How has that changed?
Wow. That theory of the dying record company, unfortunately or fortunately, I'm not sure. It's probably true. It's not so much the record companies themselves, but it's just like a transition, you know? Just like we went from cassettes, you know, to CDs. There was a transition, and now the business of selling plastic, you know, round things with music on it is changing, you know? So, I mean, I don't know if that means the record companies are going to be going, you know, going the way of the dinosaur, but they're going to definitely have to change the way they do things because they're not in the business of selling these little plastic CDs anymore. You know, it's something else.
If a local artist wants to sign, you know, and they make that such a goal, yeah, you know, we're getting looked at, we're going to get signed. Is that important now, as it maybe was 5 to 10 years ago? Can bands do it on their own?
I think bands can do it on their own easier now, and that kind of goes back to technology too, because, you know, when we were coming up, we didn't really have the computer. We went out and just did stuff on our own, made flyers and posted flyers up everywhere, did our own mailing list. But now you have MySpace, you have Facebook, you have all these these websites, you know, and
right.
You can get your music out there, and people have done it, you know. People have done it, and I think you might even be able to make more money doing it that way on your own if you can get it out there to people.
Right.
So.
Well, we've got an evening of music and conversation with Hoobastank on tonight's edition of Studio Amped. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Hoobastank.
Who's yelling? You. All right. Thanks, you guys. You guys are... You'll be heard through these microphones, so you can make as much noise as you guys want. Whenever I step outside, somebody claims to see the light. Seems to me that all of us have lost our patience, 'cause everyone thinks they're right, and nobody thinks that there just might be more than one road to our final destination. But I'm not ever gonna know if I'm right or wrong. We're all going in the same direction, and I'm not sure which way to go, because all along we've been going in the same direction. I'm tired of playing games, of looking for someone else to blame for all the holes in answers that are clearly showing. For something to fill the space is all of the time I spent a waste. So many choices point the same way I was going, but I'm not ever gonna know if I'm right or wrong. We're all going in the same direction, and I'm not sure which way to go, because all along we've been going in the same direction, going in the same direction. So why does there only have to be one correct philosophy? I don't wanna go and follow you to end up like one of them. And why are you always telling me what you want me to believe? I like to think that I can go my own way and meet you in the end. Go my own way and meet you in the end. But I'm not ever gonna know if I'm right or wrong. We're all going in the same direction, and I'm not sure which way to go, because all along we've been going in the same direction, going in the same direction, going in the same direction. All right. Is this thing still on? There it is. Here's a song that I never thought we'd play acoustic, pretty much, because it's such a upbeat, kind of heavy song in its original form. So bear with us. And I got the magic pair. It seems so obvious, there's something up with us. I swear I feel it from across the room. So can I ask you this, not to be forward miss, but I think I'd kill myself if I never know. What do I have to do to get inside of you, to get inside of you? Anything you want me to. There is no limit to how far I will go. And I'm sure I can't pretend to be a gentleman, but before I begin, I just gotta know. What do I have to do to get inside of you, to get inside of you? I love the way you move when I'm inside of you, when I'm inside of you. Woo. Hey. Now I'll play the game. I'm waiting for your move. I've got to say that I never lose. What do I have to do to get inside of you, to get inside of you? What do I have to do to get inside of you, to get inside of you? When I'm inside of you, when I'm inside of you. When I'm inside of you. When I'm inside of you. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Hoobastank.
And the magic pair.
And the magic pair. You're watching a special edition of Studio Amped on WSRE. I'm Mark the Shark from TK101, and our guests are Hoobastank here. Doug, when you were going into inside of you there, you mentioned that it's a hard-charging song, and that it's a little bit different when you do it unplugged style. When you do songs acoustically, what's the big change in the arrangements, taking it from a full-on electric, to the stripped-down acoustic arrangement?
I don't know. I think usually we slow things down a little bit, tempo-wise, but that one seemed like it was normal speed.
Sounded great.
Yeah, I think usually we just try to, we don't just unplug, electric guitars, plug in acoustic guitars, and play it the exact same way. Right. I think we really try to change it and make it a little bit more mellow and stuff like that. Although I don't think we did that with the last one. We just went for it. So.
By the way, we want to introduce the newest member of Hoobastank here. We've got Jesse on bass, doing a great job here.
Thanks.
Now, the core of Hoobastank has been together for a long time. We got Chris, we got Dan, we got Doug here. And now I know Doug and Dan, you guys went to high school together. Chris, did you go to the same school, Agora High in California?
No.
No? Okay. How did you end up hooking up with the guys?
I met these guys through a classified ad. Drummer wanted. And,
It was probably in a paper, too. It wasn't online.
Yeah, no, it was
right?
it was in a newspaper. This is like before I had a computer or anything. This is back in 94, like tail end of 94. Wow. And I had moved from Northern California to pursue a career in music. And within 3 months, I'd met these guys, and the rest is history.
Now, Agora is a suburb of Los Angeles. Of course, Los Angeles is basically where every up-and-coming band wants to go and make their name. Dan and Rob, you forming the nucleus of Hoobastank and having known each other since high school, do you guys ever just get sick of each other? I mean, you spend all this time on a tour bus together and in the studio together.
Are you trying to start a fight?
I've been wanting to say something to you, Dan.
Here we go.
Is this the intervention?
That's not my baby.
You know what? Yeah, probably. Like, we have, but, we've been doing this together since 1994, so I just think that people get tired of people.
I think our egos are pretty good. We've kept them in check for the most part. I think the fact that we have a friendship, that preceded the music obviously helps a lot. And I think we both respect each other and understand how important this is to us and each other, and we wouldn't sabotage, anything just because, of a personal thing. So we've been able to work through. What's that? It is absolutely like being married to 3 dudes.
Except for we know more than the wives.
Yeah. I think these guys know more about me than my wife does. So
So do you guys have families at home?
I have a wife and 2 German Shepherds.
Now, and I know Chris brings his dog with him on the road. He's backstage right now.
My daughter comes with me.
We might have dog tricks a little bit later on this evening during the
We
program.
were contemplating and let her just run around on stage when we're playing.
Hey, that's a great dog.
I'll bet she would just chill right there.
I bet she wouldn't. I bet she'd seek out food in the audience. Somebody's got a snack.
Now, you guys went to the same school as some of the guys from Lincoln Park and have toured with them before. Was there just a particularly creative element at that school, or is that purely coincidence? And do you guys ever talk to them these days?
I've always said it was the lead in the water.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there was anything, honestly, more creative going on in our little area, because there was actually probably 5 or 6 bands that we all knew very closely that got major record label deals within a few years of each other. I think labels are like sharks when they smell blood in the water. If a band in a certain area achieves some type of success and they have maybe a certain type of sound, they start looking there. And if there's a couple more, they just come in and sign everything.
Seattle, early 90s.
They sign everything and they throw it against the wall and see what sticks. And it's true. You're laughing now, man, but
I've seen it happen so many times.
yeah.
Here in the Florida Panhandle, Creed was signed in 1996, and all of a sudden there's grunge acts coming out of the South.
Right. What's all this?
Zoe.
Oh. Hey, Zoe.
Here we go.
Zoe.
Is that the best behaved dog?
Zoe, come here.
When your first album was released at the end of 2001, were you surprised that it did so well and got on the radio with Crawling in the Dark and Running Away, which we're going to hear here in just a few moments? Or in the back of your head, did you know that you were a hit band just waiting for the world to hear you?
No clue at all. No, I mean, how do you really know that, How do you really know? It was, everything was brand new to us at that time, so we didn't really know what to expect of anything. So
you often hear people say that, you have forever to write your first album, and then, you've got a year to write your second album. And you guys had put out that full length that you self-produced and self-distributed in 1998. Is that what formed the nucleus of that first Hoobastank record?
I don't think so. I don't think one song from that, the self-release thing made it onto the self-titled album.
The first Island record that came out.
I mean, that was the CD we put out on our own in 1998 was actually more of a collection of demos from 95 to 98. It wasn't like we went in the studio in 98 and said, let's write a record and record it. We had been recording, because I mean, recording in those days cost a lot of money, studio time and all that kind of stuff. So we'd play all these shows and pitch in our own money and record a song or two at a time. And then we also had a friend who was a producer who did the first record, who would record us on spec time. And so we would compile a couple songs at a time from 95 to 98. By the time 98 came around, we actually had 10 or 12 songs that we could actually release, you know. So that's kind of what it was. It wasn't like a proper album.
Now, was there a horn player in the band back in those days?
Yeah, there was a couple sax players.
And so how did the sound of Hoobastank change from, say, that first collection that you put out by yourselves in 98 to the time that the first album on Island Records came out in 2000?
I mean, in the same way anybody in this room probably changed within 5 years, you know, or 4 years, 6 years, whatever that was. But, I mean, our saxophone players were really, really amazing jazz saxophone players. The music, I mean, we were super young. We were 18 years old. We were just writing songs that were 8 minutes long with just stupid parts, crazy parts, great parts, whatever. And
it was like kind of show-off music. Even though we had nothing really to show off, we were just like, let's write some crazy parts. And
we're more of a party band, too. I think more like funk and punk. Like, we're just more interested in entertaining the audience than, like, you know, wowing them.
And back in those days, were you guys out playing clubs, or was it like high school, college parties? Where did you guys first start playing in front of people?
Doug's backyard.
Really?
Our first show actually was in my parents' backyard.
Wow.
We have some pretty awesome videotape footage of that, where it's like, I mean,
it's 95. It's like 1995, and we're playing in your parents' backyard.
And there's a lot. If you look in the audience, and we tried to make it like a show, you know, like we hired.
We had a stage similar to this, but maybe even a little higher off the ground.
We borrowed some stages from the high school. Borrowed.
Right.
And never returned.
They were under the bleachers. What are you gonna do?
And did you find your parents supportive of your music career? Because, you know, so many people you hear, you know, get a real job. You're never gonna make it.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, yeah. For the most part, it was. You know, if they ever said, when are you going to get a real job? Parents are supposed to do that. You know, they're supposed to worry about their kids and their well-being and their future and stuff like that. But they never, at least my parents, never said, like, stop, you know. They were always happy that I was doing something I like to do.
And what must your families have thought when you went home with a platinum album?
What about when we got signed?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, let's go back to that first major label Hoobastank album, one of their big breakthrough hits. This is Running Away. Ladies and gentlemen, here on Studio Amped, we give you Hoobastank.
Hey, does anybody know this song? Really? Well, if you guys know this song, like I said, you guys are mic'd, and it's coming through. So I was going to ask you, if you want to sing along, then you should just sing along when you can. Well, I'm going to tell you guys to sing along, because I want to hear you guys through this thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't want you to give it all up and leave your own life collecting dust. And I don't want you to feel sorry for me. You never gave us a chance to be. And I don't need you to be by my side to tell me that everything's alright. Just wanted you to tell me the truth. You know I do that for you. So why are you running away? Come on, you guys. So what? That was disappointing. 'Cause I did enough to show you that I was willing to give and sacrifice. That I was the one who was lifting you up when you thought your life had had enough. When I get close, you turn away. There's nothing that I can do or say. So now I need you to tell me the truth. You know I do that for you. Come on, they can hear you. So that guy's got a voice right there. So why are you running away? Is it me? Is it you? Nothing that I can do to make you change your mind. Is it me? Is it you? Nothing that I can do. Is it a waste of time? Is it me? Is it you? Nothing that I can do to make you change your mind. No. So why are you running away? Come on now. So yeah. So why are you running away? Why are you running away? Lovely. Very cool, you guys. Thank you. All right. Good. Now that I got you guys' attention for this next song, which is a brand new song. But I'm going to have to divide you guys into girls against guys, if you guys don't mind. Sounds like the girls don't mind, but the guys are kind of upset about it. All right. You guys down to do this, right? Okay. Cool. Let's do something. Rock and or roll. This is a song off the new CD. The CD's called Forever. It came out a week ago today, and here's another song that I never really pictured doing acoustic. So I don't know, man. I'm just gonna see what they do and go with it. Speed it up, right? This is a song called My Turn. I have been patiently waiting in line, watching everyone passing me by, and I can't seem to figure out when's it gonna be my turn. I'm sick and tired of paying my dues. Play the game till the end and I lose. So could somebody tell me when's it gonna be my turn? When's it gonna be my turn? Yesterday I'm learned from, tomorrow is uncertain. So why can't I just make it my turn today? I've always followed and played by the rules. Thought the prize goes to those who are true. Still nobody can answer me. When's it gonna be my turn? When's it gonna be my turn? Yesterday I learned from, tomorrow is uncertain. So why can't I just make it my turn today? Oh, yesterday I learned from, tomorrow is uncertain. So why can't I just make it my turn today? Okay. All right. Excuse me. Now, ladies, I need you to repeat after me. How many ladies here think you can actually sing? You know you can. All right. It's real easy. But you got to be loud so these microphones pick you guys up. You're going to do this. Whoa! That was poor. That was terrible. Seriously, this is Guys Against Girls. One more time, ladies. Whoa! I'm still not satisfied, but I'm gonna have to deal because I don't want to waste too much time. You gotta pick it up though. Fellas. Guys, are you here or what? There we go. Somebody was barking. Yeah, you were barking. I didn't say dogs. Guys, in your manliest, hairy-chested, testosterone-filled voices, you have to yell, "When's it gonna be my turn?" after the chicks. Sorry, chicks, that's not very PC. After the dames sing their part, all right? It'll sound like this. Whoa, when's it gonna be my turn? Okay, that's gonna be your part, guys. Can we do this? Yes. I want you, sir, with the gray hair to do it the loudest. Yes. Okay, we're gonna practice just for the fellas. Whoa, when it gonna be my turn? Cool. You ladies are in for it. Let's try this. When's it gonna be my turn? 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 Ladies, whoa! Fellas! Ladies! Fellas! Woo! 'Cause yesterday I learned from tomorrow is uncertain. So why can't I just make it my turn today? Oh, yesterday I'm burned from tomorrow is uncertain. So why can't I just make it my turn today? So when's it gonna be my turn? When's it gonna be my turn? You guys rule.
My turn. That is on the brand new Hoobastank album, For Never. Big rock radio hit for the band. Congratulations, and a great unplugged version of that song here on StudioAmped tonight.
Thanks to them, though. They really
Nice
did.
job, everybody. By the way, you can check WSRE's website to see when this show will be aired, WSRE.org, and at the TK101 website, TK101.com. We also took listener questions, and Bethany from Navarre sent in a question about Dan's motorcycle accident. The guitarist from Hoobastank, Dan, injured in a motorcycle accident right around the end of the touring cycle of that first album. Her question was, did that incident ever threaten the band or Dan's future in it?
We almost kicked him out.
That's it. Now, what kind of you had a head injury with that, right?
Yeah, I was riding this like huge Harley.
It was like this big, actually.
8 wheels. No, I was riding one of those novelty little
Pocket
tiny
bikes.
pocket bikes, you know,
Right.
and
Which I think are more dangerous.
they
than
are,
others.
man. Well, they're more dangerous for adults to ride, but we bought those. We bought them. We were in South Carolina, and we bought them. We were riding around the venue all day long. I crashed, got like clotheslined by this rope and hit my head, and had to have like emergency surgery, like to relieve. What was
How
it?
it affected he almost died basically that night. I remember going to the hospital with him, just precautionary, you know, because we kind of all just laughed it off, going, you know, he's probably just got his bell rung, you know, no big deal. But our tour manager over there was like, you know, let's just be safe. It's a head injury, you know. So we went there, and he was just in agony. You know, his head was hurting so bad. And he had fractured a little part of his skull, and there was a blood clot forming and getting bigger. And I never thought I would be in this band and have the authority to okay head surgery for you, you know. But I remember the doctor coming in to us, and the tour manager and I were kind of standing around, and he's like, so these are your options, you know. We can sit here and see what happens overnight, or we can perform surgery right now. Well, what happens if we don't? He might die. We're like, oh, okay. Cut him open, you know. So, so it was pretty serious for a second, you know. But it only kept us off the road for about a month, really.
Yeah, I mean, we were about a week into the tour, and it was right when it was the first tour for the Reason record.
Right.
And we had to cancel the rest of the tour and went home, and we were just home for about a month.
Well, good question from Bethany at tk101.com. Thank you very much. And you mentioned The Reason there. Let's talk about the second album, The Reason, released at the end of 2003. The title track became just an omnipresent global smash. You guys were
It
nominated
was annoying, huh?
You guys picked up a couple of MTV VMA Award nominations. You played the VMAs. By the beginning of 2005, you had a platinum single, a double platinum album, 3 Grammy nominations. What must it have felt like, basically being high school buds and finding yourself playing the VMAs and going to the Grammys?
It was awesome. I'm not going to lie. It was rad. It was very exciting.
Looking back on it, I think, is where it becomes really cool, you know, because when you're in it, when you're going through it, I mean, I think
It's happening so fast.
Yeah, it was going so fast, and you start to kind of maybe just expect, I don't know, I mean, you have a song that's doing really, really well, and at first you know, it goes through stages. At first you're really excited, and you have that feeling, like that just amazing feeling, and then the next time you turn on the radio, you hear it, you have that amazing feeling, but it's not as amazing, and you kind of, you know, you're working, and it's going so fast, but then now looking back on it, it's just, I go, look what we've gone through and where we've been, and it's just so cool.
So do you get to a point where it's like, yeah, we got to go to the Grammys tonight?
No. You guys don't understand how awesome the gift bags are for those awards. Jeez, they do not. Yeah, we went through so many awards. Like, not only were there like the U.S. VMAs, but then there was like the World Music Awards, and then there was like the European VMAs, and then the Japanese VMAs, and then the Southeast. There's a bunch of MTVs all over the place, and they give you duffel bags full of stuff, but like free LASIK surgery.
iPods.
I swear to God, it's free
Show-
LASIK.
do you have your cell phone on you, Jesse?
No,
But what do we
just
get?
free
That
phones
crazy
and
phones.
$1,000 worth of Tupperware.
Wait, we just went to one recently for the Golden Globes. We don't act or anything, and we went to the Golden Globes, and they gave us liposuction.
That is the perk you don't know about when you get into music, you know? Free Tupperware.
Do you ever get sick of one of your own songs, or is it your baby, and do you turn it up every time it comes on?
I don't think we ever really get sick of it. People have asked, like, what song, do we ever get sick of playing a certain song? And I think what they're trying to say is, do you ever get sick of playing The Reason, you know? And the answer is usually no, because the audience really likes that song, you know? Why would you get sick of playing a song that the audience really responds to? So, and it is, they're like your babies, you know? They're like your kids, so.
And that's our prettiest kid. That's our
What?
best-looking kid.
That's the best-looking kid. That kid grew up
That
and made
kid's
a lot of
putting the
money.
that kid's putting the other kids through college.
With a hit of that magnitude, do you feel pressure to follow that kind of success up with another big hit? And how did that affect the process of recording the 2006 album, Every Man for Himself?
I mean, there's pressure all the time to I guess, have commercial success, if that's what we're talking about, like succeeding here. But the thing is, with the first record, the songs Crawling in the Dark and Running Away were really popular, and it was a platinum record, you know? So the record label and management and all the people who surrounded us going into writing The Reason were like, well, what's going to be the next Crawling in the Dark, you know? And we didn't know. It's not like we were trying to write another version of that. And then, you know, a song like The Reason became huge, which came out of left field for all of us. So, yeah, now, you know, the record company and people around you are going like, well, what's going to be the next Reason? And you really just don't know, you know. If we're fortunate enough to have another song that does really well, it will probably sound different than the others that have done well. So
a hit isn't necessarily a calculated effort. This is the hit single. Sometimes.
Well, if it was, I think everybody would just do it.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I think that the record company hears a particular style of a song and goes, oh, this is the hit song, you know, especially with us, you know, coming off of The Reason. I think that they did on that the follow-up record, I think that they heard a song and went like, let's go with this one because we saw what we did with The Reason, but it didn't pay off like that. So.
The perception of Every Man for Himself was that it wasn't as successful as The Reason, and, you know, therefore it was a flop, but you sold 500,000 copies of that record, which for a lot of bands would be a huge deal. How do you guys deal with those raised expectations?
I've been told that, yeah, like, well, you know, you came off a triple platinum record and you only had a gold record. You know, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that failure? And you guys laugh, but it, you know,
expectations
candid
change.
moment here. It at times it felt like it, like we had failed, you know, and it put a lot of tension on the band, you know, like, man, we failed, but yeah, you know, but as time passes, you look back and you, what are we talking about? You know, like we know. First of all, we get to do this for a living. Second of all, amongst bands that get to do this for a living, I know 1,000 bands that would give their right arm to have a gold record. So it's pretty silly to say that it was a failure. Thank you.
And it rocks.
Thank you. But it was the recording process was definitely different though for that record because we were riding such a high wave of The Reason. Well, for The Reason and the previous record, it was I don't know. It was a very opinionated recording. It was heavy. The producing was very heavy-handed. We wanted our way. He wanted his way. It was a lot of headbutting and creative conflict. For the last record, the one that went gold, Every Man for Himself, I think we were all in like pat ourselves on the back mode. You know, like we're just like write something. That sounds great. You know, produce something. Oh, that's a great idea. You know, like we threw everything in. And everybody loved it, you know, like at least within the recording circle, you know, the engineers and the producers and us were like, oh, it sounds great. And we still think it sounds great. We didn't think we made a mistake, but there wasn't that, I guess there wasn't that type of, well, it wasn't the enthusiasm. It wasn't the leash to like reel us in, you know. We just kind of were wandering around, you know. Where this last record, we told them that we wanted to, we basically wanted to fight with them the whole time. So. Well,
it's been 3 years now. What did Hoobastank do between Every Man for Himself and the release of For Never? Was it just an intensive period of songwriting? Did you guys maybe walk away for a little bit and then start working on a new project? Where have you guys been for 3 years?
Well, we were touring for a little while.
Until mid-2007, really.
But we were home for a while. You know, we honestly went home and we tried to write. Like, we started writing some songs, and it really just felt like we were going through the motions. And we just took some time off. I mean, we saw each other almost every single day still, but I don't know, we were just kind of hanging out at home. It was our first time really enjoying being home, you know, since 2000 or 2001, whatever. So we just hung out with our families, our friends, and just went places and did things at home that we hadn't done or, you know, weren't really able to do.
Now, For Never is the title of the new album. We're about to hear just a great song from this album, and it really is a great collection of tunes. Is there any significance to the title For Never?
Sure. when it came time to kind of look back and figure out what we want to call the record, we picked out the songs that we thought would make it, and there was a real, not to sound cliche, but a real love-hate type thing going on. One moment, I can't stand to be without you, and the next moment, I can't stand you. So we were kind of just tossing around words that were strong, individually, but also were opposite, and forever and never kept on coming up. And so we just squashed them together.
Well, the day the album came out, you guys performed on The Tonight Show on NBC television with Jay Leno. You played this song, and without a doubt, perhaps the smash on the album. Let's give it a listen. This is Hoobastank, So Close, So Far, here on StudioAmped at WSRE.
Thank you. I wake up all alone, somewhere unfamiliar. I've been gone so many days, I'm losing count. And when I think of hope, I see your face. I know I have to wait, 'cause we're so close, yet so far. It's tearing me apart. What I would do to be there with you, so close, yet so far. It's tearing me apart. What I would do to be there with you. I miss hearing your laughter and all the little things. Forgotten what it's like to hold you. 'Cause where I am right now, so unforgiving. It's numbing everything. We're so close, it's so far. It's tearing me apart. What I would do to be there with you, so close and so far. It's tearing me apart. What I would do to be there with you. No matter how long it takes for me to get back to you, you wait for me. I promise. No matter how far away I go, I'll come back for you. Just wait and see. I miss being at home. I miss your face. I don't think I can wait. We're so close, it's so far. It's tearing me apart. What I would do to be there with you, so close and so far. It's tearing me apart. What I would do to be there with you. I promise. 'Cause it's tearing me apart. I promise. It's tearing me apart. What I would do, what I would do, what I would do to be there with you.
So close, so far. Hoobastank, that is on the brand new album, For Never. It was very cool to turn on The Tonight Show and see you guys performing on there. Are there nerves when you've got to get up and play in front of a live national audience, or is it just guys just get into a zone and perform?
I was freaking out, dude.
Really? Now, Jesse, you're new in the band, so was that your first national TV appearance?
It was, yeah. It was my first TV performance. To be honest, I felt more nervous about doing our first tour show than about that. There's something about, you can't see those people, so you can just kind of pretend that they're not there, But it was a great experience,
Now, do you guys get to hang with the other guests and or the host when you do shows like that?
That was the 4th time we've done the Tonight Show, and Jay just kind of usually walks by and says, "Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back." Blah, 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 you know. But the guest that was on that night, Rainn Wilson, from The Office, lives like 10 houses away from me.
Wow.
Yeah, which I didn't know at the time. I was like, I'd heard like people.
No, I heard that, and I went and talked to him.
I didn't know exactly when, and then he's like, "You should go talk to him."
What he meant to say is 10 mansions across down the street from him.
He lives on my street, you know. So we started talking, you know, like, "Hey, man, I think I live like down the street from you," and so it was like an all one street show, you know. Everybody on the show was from that same street.
Well, StudioAmped is taped here on the Pensacola Junior College campus. How many students do we have ditching class to be here for this taping here?
Yeah, ditch class.
Yeah.
Dan and I went to Moore Park Community College. All right. Yeah, Moore Park. And we would, he would come drive to my house, and then we'd jump in my 1994 Dodge Neon and drive to the school, and we're like coming up on the exit, and we kind of look at each other and go, nah. And we go,
Straight past.
and we drive right past it, and we end up on Venice Beach, like skateboarding all day.
So people to thank here as we wrap up this edition of StudioAmped: the U.S. Army, Zia Rotisserie and Grill, Eric Funden and the staff of WSRE, and this fantastic facility that we're broadcasting from here this evening, the Gene and Paul Amos Performance Studio, state of the art, and this is going to make for a wonderful television program. Make sure you check your schedules at WSRE.org for StudioAmped times to see Hoobastank and some of the other regional and local artists. We'll be doing more things here in the future. Big thanks to the WSRE crew as well as Pensacola Junior College. And as Hoobastank visits us here in the Mobile, Pensacola area, touring with Three Doors Down, who are right down the road from us, actually. They're from southern Mississippi over here. Some of the guys live in the Mobile area. Good friends of ours. And you said some really great things about Three Doors Down on your MySpace blog. Are there other acts that you enjoy hitting the road with? And conversely, are there acts that you would rather avoid hitting the road with?
You know, we've been lucky enough to I think it's safe to say that everybody that we've toured with, pretty much everybody, we've gotten along with really well. I mean, we're not the toughest guys to get along with. We're pretty easygoing. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's so many cool bands that we've had a chance to tour with. Bands that I would stay away from touring with have nothing to do with the bands personally, but they're fans, you know?
Right.
Like, I'm a huge Metallica fan, but no way on earth am I going to be stupid enough to open up for that band, you know? Right. Because their fans will eat you alive, regardless if you're the most amazing band ever. They want to see their band, you know? So there are a few bands like that, Guns N' Roses, stuff like that, that you go, thanks, but maybe not, you know, because your audience is going to chew us up and spit us out, you know?
Well, as we wrapped up this production of StudioAmped, let's turn it back over to the stage and Hoobastank for a performance of The Reason.
I'm not a perfect person. There we go. There's many things I wish I didn't do, but I continue learning. I never meant to do those things to you, and so I have to say before I go that I just want you to know. Let's go. I'm louder, people. Almost. Sweet And the reason is you. I'm sorry that I hurt you. It's something I must live with every day. And all the pain I put you through, I wish that I could take it all away and be the one who catches all your tears. All right, that's why I need you to wear. I found a reason for me to change who I used to be. A reason to start over new. Everybody now. And the reason. Louder. There you go. That was nice. There she is. I'm not up. Zoe, where are you going? Just let her go. I never meant to do those things to you. And so I have to say before I go that I just want you to know I found a reason for me to change who I used to be. A reason to start over new. So wait, and the reason is you. I found a reason to show side of me you didn't know. A reason for all that I do. And the reason is you. Thank you a lot, guys. You guys sound beautiful.
Hoobastank. You're on StudioAmped.